I was channeling. Like, I
Right.
don't even know where it all came from. It was super weird. And I was like,
What the
that's
fuck?
insane.
Yeah.
Insane. That's the moment my life changed. Like, nobody needs me. I'm not good enough. I don't want to be happy. Like, why am I even here?
Like, you need something where it's just undeniable, where you're like, there is no fucking way.
I am now a spiritual coach, psychic, medium, and I do tarot, Reiki, past life regressions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Let's Get Chatting podcast. I'm your host, as always, Big Josh in the building, Ginger Josh. And Josh has got a friend today on his nose. It's growing and it's disgusting. Anyway, I know people are going to say it, so I may as well point it out myself. Anyway, today we've got Anastacia with us. Get into that in a second. But before I do all of that, I just want to ask everyone, if you are watching, to like, comment, share, do all the good stuff. Like, just basically get a WhatsApp group with your nan, your granddad, and everyone in it, and just share it with them, because that's just the best way to do it. It's not, but anyway. Yeah, so we've got Anastacia with us today. A woman of many talents, looking at things, spiritual coach, Reiki, psychic medium, tarot reader, and much more. So the idea of this, as always, is sort of just, I'd like to find out a little bit about you, how you got to where you are now, and then we can like sort of talk about where you are now and what you're doing. We'll go that way. But firstly, how are you? You all right?
I'm good. I think I've just had quite a day just running from thing to thing, and now we're here. We did a lot at the gym today, but we're here.
So do you have like a coach at the gym? Do you like follow a coach?
Yeah, I do Orange Theory Fitness, and it's so funny because I'm really competitive, and so I just see like all the guys trying to keep up with me. And I'm just like, I don't know. So then I'm like, let me go harder just for myself, not for them. And
Yeah,
I do that.
I feel yeah. Like I said, I've been to the gym. I trained chest today, chest and triceps, and I was meant to go yesterday, and I procrastinated everybody, so I went today. But anyway, I got it done. As long as you get it done right, you're all good.
That's all that matters. You have to go put in your hour time, and that's one of my sacred rituals, so I kind of have to do it. That's why I was like, I can fit it in at this time today. We're going to go do it. Get it
Yeah, it's
done.
like a non-negotiable things.
Exactly. Yeah.
They are all about that. So who is Anastacia? Let's go from there. Is it Stacia or Stasia?
Stasia.
Stasia, right? Because I'm English, right? So I'm just gonna say it like Anastacia, got ya.
That's okay. My family's Trinidadian, so everyone says my name differently. It's hilarious.
I always think of like I swear there was a singer called Anas. Anyway, I will go off topic all day. So, how did who is Anastacia? And yeah, let's go with sort of how you got into where you are now. What brought you to that, and what did you do before?
Yeah, so I am now a spiritual coach, psychic medium, and I do tarot, Reiki, past life regressions. I do a lot. I used to be an English teacher. I used to teach
Okay.
middle school. I know. It's just like hard pivot. Like I was an
Mm,
English teacher. I taught 7th and 8th grade, and I got 3 master's degrees like in English and teaching. Like I thought I was
shit.
going to be an academic, but then COVID kind of made everything just collapse to the ground.
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny. I speak to so many people who are doing like coaching now and other like a multitude of things, and a lot of it changed over COVID. Like it was
Mhm.
such a negative time, but I think a lot of people found like their calling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad because a lot of times people would say that they were not happy during COVID, but I felt like I was literally thriving, like just the best I've been in my entire life. Like
Yeah,
getting to just like be in my own space and learn about myself and transmute my depression into something really positive. That was pretty great for me.
yeah, 100%. I feel like I found with COVID, it was like I do terrible on my own. I can't be on my own for too long. I'm really bad with it. Like I'm horrendous. But I was sort of forced into the situation, and I just like ran and like got a gym in my house and just ran. That's all I did. I was doing like 5-10K a day. Got like a bench press, got a squat rack, and that's all I did. I was in the best shape of my
Yeah.
life. I came out of COVID like a new man, and then it all went to shit. But I had a good time during COVID, so it was worth it. Um, so you said that you before that you felt like depression. Did you say is that the correct word?
Yeah, definitely the correct word.
Okay, okay. So let's talk about. I'd like to delve into that a little bit, if that's all right. So,
Yeah.
in what sense? How was you feeling in that way when you say like depression and things like that?
So I have dealt with depression pretty much like since my teens. I was just very negative. I didn't think that life had purpose. I think that I'm definitely more of a scholar, so I hate saying that. It sounds really pretentious, but what I mean when I say that is that I studied philosophy and I really prescribed to nihilism. And so I was like, nothing matters. We don't exist on purpose. You know, that like quote from Rick and Morty that I have tattooed on
Yeah,
me. And I kind of just felt like life had no meaning. And so I was in this very deep, dark hole for a long time that I honestly didn't want to pull myself out of because it was so familiar. And I think when COVID came, I was forced to really look at myself for the first time in a really long time and
yeah.
make a decision. Do I want to be happy or do I want to stay in this hole? And I made the decision to finally want to be happy.
And prior to like making this decision, obviously, was there? Do you feel like there was anything that maybe happened in your life that sort of made you feel that type of way? Was there anything that happened in your life, or
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up in a very stable environment. We were homeless most of my like childhood. I would
okay,
say middle school, high school, on and off homeless. My parents got a divorce when I was maybe 8 years old. So I was born in Germany, and then we moved
okay,
to California when I was like 5. And then my parents were together for a couple years. When they broke up, my mom and brothers and I moved to Los Angeles, but my dad stayed kind of far away. And so I just never had stability growing up.
yeah, that like tight, like yeah, the family dream unit that everybody seems to think that is a thing. I feel you on that. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel you. Well, I say that my parents are still together, but it's never been a tight family unit.
Interesting. But you know what? There's another issue with that though. There are
Yeah,
some clients that I see, their parents have been together for a long time and like maybe they're together out of habit. Maybe they're not
yeah,
together because it's like actual love, but it's like we have to be together. That's just as damning.
hundred
It's just as
percent.
dangerous for the kids.
100%, because you like you say, you've got a choice of, you can have a separated household, which a lot of the time the individual parents will become happy again as long as it was like an amicable sort of thing. But then, like you say, if you're in a household where they're staying together just for the kids or because it's habit, it's like they practically don't like each other, and you can feel it. It's
Yeah,
the energy is there, the energy is there for sure. Um,
exactly.
and with regards to like before you got into it, were you trying anything else to sort of tackle how you felt, i.e., like exercise, anything like that, or
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I really was one of those people that just like I am depressed and this is how it is.
yeah,
I think like off and on I would go do exercise. I'm a runner, so I would go and run a couple like a 5K in the gym every now and then, but like
yeah,
not really. I did therapy, but I wasn't seeing good therapists.
yeah?
So that being said, I wasn't doing anything to help myself. I was just numbing out. Just like I'm a big party girl in terms of like festivals and concerts and stuff like that, like going to my shows and stuff like that. Like I wasn't grounded.
That's fair. I mean, a lot of people, everyone deals with things differently, and I think everyone will hopefully find their path, and yours is just slightly different to other people's. People find it in therapy, people find it working. Like for me, it's working out. If I don't work out, I'm in a slum. Like,
Yeah.
soy out, Josh. But no, it's good that it's definitely good that you got there. And what was the realization for you? Like, how do you go from being like, fucking yeah, and then you're like, woo,
Yeah. This like story is so silly, but like I remember one day I wanted to bring my roommate something and it was like a can of Diet Coke, right? Like a
right,
box of Diet Cokes. And I brought it to her, and she was like, I already have Diet Cokes in my fridge. I don't need it. And I'm thinking, like, I'm just trying to be useful. I'm trying to be helpful. I wanted to give my life a little bit of meaning. And when she said that, I don't know why, it literally sent me into like a spiral of like, nobody needs me. I'm not good enough. I don't want to be happy. Like, why am I even here? It was so strange. Obviously, it's more than just the can of Diet
Yeah,
Coke.
it's a build up,
This
right?
is
Yeah.
like a buildup of things that happened during COVID, and I just felt so worthless. And then I started to go on Instagram a lot, and I was like, oh, let me just build a fashion account because I'm super interested in like goth fashion, whatnot. So then I started to just like do a bunch of photo shoots, like distance photo shoots with like photographers and stuff like that. And then when I was online, I started to see a lot of tarot readers come up because I was
Mm.
following goth fashion. I don't know why the algorithm did that. I found this tarot reader who would post those like daily readings to her stories. And one day I was just like, I kind of want to do that. Like, I've never touched a tarot deck in my entire life, but I messaged her and I was like, how do I do this? She's
Right.
like, here's the deck that I use. Here's the book that you should look at. It's going to give you all the information that you need. And I got these things in the mail like 2 days later because Amazon Prime. And my friend came over, and I had not seen anyone for 4 months. In LA, we were like really strict. Like, you only stay with your
Yeah.
bubble, like, you don't go outside of your bubble. When my friend came over, I was like, I just got a box of tarot cards. Do you want a reading? Again, I had never picked up tarot in my entire life. But she said yes. I gave her the reading, and all the words just came out of my mouth, and it almost felt like I was channeling. Like, I don't
Right.
even know where it all came from. It was super weird. And she was just like, well, we don't have to catch up anymore because you literally just told me everything that I wanted to share with you. And I was like,
What the
that's
fuck?
insane.
Yeah.
Insane. That's the moment my life changed.
That's good. Do you know what? It's funny because I'm like well into all this like medium psychic like all my life is watching ghost hunters on YouTube. That is all I
Yeah.
do. Like that is all I do. Sam and Colby overnight, twin paranormal. Like that is my life. It's so
I
sad.
love that. That used to be my life.
And what I will say though is like going back to like the goth era. That reminds me like I was like proper, like I had long black dyed hair,
No.
skinny jeans, the boots, everything. I was bad for it. Like walking around in my Slipknot hoodie, like love life,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
um,
hilarious.
yeah, it's crazy. So 2016, Josh was a different animal. With regards to you've done this tarot reading, and can you like the feeling? How when you say channeling, do you what? How can you explain the feeling?
It's kind of like you're pulling information out of the ether, and all the information is just downloaded into your brain. So I could be talking to you, and then I would just like know something about like your family, or know something about how you're feeling about a certain situation. It's just this knowing that comes so quickly, and it's like, this is information that I've already known for a really long time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's hard because do you struggle with it because like there's a lot of phonies out there that do this shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and that must like make it. Does it make it harder for you to like meet clients and things like that, or?
No, 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 no. I have a very grounded approach when it comes to spirituality. My thing is that spirituality should be rational, it should be grounded, and I'm not one of those people that's just gonna like tell you what you want to hear. Like, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
bullshit you. I struggle with finding readers myself to go to because I do think that everything is very general. I do think the way that I do tarot, it puts a lot of pressure on, I put a lot of pressure on myself because I want to give people information that I simply could not know. I try not to generalize at all. I try to make it very specific,
Yeah.
and I try to, I guess a part of me is like, I want people to know that this is a real gift. It's not
Hundred
like
percent.
I'm just reading. And even like when I'm talking to people and like doing readings, like the way that I think, the way that I talk, my vision is like not watching the person. I'm just like, I'm all over the place. I also think I do that so that they can see I'm not reading your facial expressions. I'm not reading your reactions. I'm
Yeah.
literally channeling.
Yeah, that's. I think if I was to ever, I've never had anything like that done. I get scared, man. I get scared.
What?
But I think it for me, it'd have to be like undeniable. Like like you say, like you need something where it's just undeniable. Where you're
Yeah.
like, there is no fucking way.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
when it comes to like the spiritual world, I suppose I've had little bits and bobs where I'm a bit like, "Ooh, damn, and so I definitely believe in all that. Well, everything really. I'm very open as a person. If you can prove something to me, I'll believe anything. But I think because it's a bit like when you go into a room and you just feel like there's an energy,
Yes.
you know, like that for me is like that's the only thing I've ever felt, and I'm like, shit, this stuff is real. This stuff is real, man.
But that's a huge thing. Like I had no idea that people couldn't feel that. Like there's a huge population of people who do not feel energy when you walk into a room. I had no idea. I've been walking around since a child just thinking that that was normal. So that like means that you're clairsentient, which is a psychic ability in and of itself. Clairsentience is the ability to feel energy, emotions, like stuff like that. So
Okay.
also known as being an empath.
Well, I'm very empathetic anyway, so I'll take that. I'll definitely take it. So you did this tarot reading, and then where did you go from there? So because with these things, especially like mediums, I'm assuming you have to like research, read, and just like figure
Right.
out what's
Right.
going on.
I'm a nerd, okay? So I very it's actually pretty crazy what I did. I started to just like as my friends would call Einstein mode in my room, didn't hang out with anyone, just like learn tarot. I took courses, I read books, I bought a bunch of decks, and I started selling tarot like maybe 2 weeks after my friend came over. I started
Wow.
selling readings to my friends, to family on Facebook. I joined Facebook groups where you could do like trade readings. So you give me a reading, I'll give you a reading. I did a lot of those and everything just hit. And I was just doing that over and over and over again. My story, everything just happened so quickly. Like too quickly.
Okay. 2 weeks. That's crazy. That's actually
I wanted to
mad.
say that. Yeah, no, I know. I know. But that's how
Jeez.
confident I was.
Yeah, well, you got to be confident to be doing that after 2 weeks for sure. I think I
Yeah.
recorded the first episode of this and sat on it for like 2 months before I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it. So I got
No,
there in
I
the end.
I literally recorded my first podcast episode. Well, I recorded 4 of them and then I went to Peru and then I just released them all. Like it's just the way that I am. I don't know. When I do something I'm like it's going to work out. I know it.
Yeah, I think as I've got older, I've definitely got like that. I feel like because I've been doing this for a year now, and as I've got older, I've definitely got like more confident in like, do you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'll just do it. Whatever it is, I'll do it. Like genuinely, don't care. I'm doing it. I don't care what people think. Don't care about the judges,
Yeah.
anything like that. I'm just doing it. Um, so you started off with the tarot. What came next, or did it all sort of come as like a big like bomb of just like boof?
Well, yeah, everything came very quickly afterwards. I can't I don't even remember the order if I'm honest with you. I
Okay.
know that I learned tarot and then I learned Reiki. I think I signed up for all these things simultaneously. I did
Okay.
like a Reiki course and then a past life regression course and then I did a spiritual coaching course. And everything happened so quickly for me because I think I was like a month into tarot and then I actually wrote into one of my favorite podcasts. It's called Guys We Fucked. They were
Okay.
doing ads for Black woman owned businesses. I had just registered my business as an LLC. I had just made a website and they actually read my ad. Like one
Oh
day I
wow.
just woke up and I was like, I have thousands of new followers. Like, what is happening?
Oh
And
wow.
it's because they read my ad on their site. And to this day, most of my clients come from that podcast. Like it's
That's
pretty insane.
awesome. The power
Yeah.
of podcasting. The power of podcasts. If they're there, it's unreal.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about Reiki. I've actually spoke to had oh God, I can't forget her name. Oh, I forgot her name. Anyway, I had some lady on here.
A
She's
Reiki.
called Alyssa. There we go. Alyssa. She was a Reiki coach among other things, and it's spiritual healing, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's chakra balancing. It's healing. It's getting your chakras in alignment so that you can function energetically in the world.
Okay. And so, with regards to Reiki, because I'm sure there's going to be listeners here who they're like, "What the fuck is that? What is that, Josh?" So, can you give us like a little 30-second, wow, however long it takes, actually, give us a little introduction into Reiki and just tell us what it is, what you do, and how it can benefit people in a sense of their happiness, essentially. Because the reason I do this podcast is it's all to do with helping people who are struggling. So the idea is, how can this help people, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So Reiki is just a fancy word for the energy cleansing of your chakras. You have 7 chakras in your body. The chakras are each correspond with different sections of your body.
Okay.
And when you're doing a Reiki energy cleansing, energy healing, you're essentially powering up each chakra and balancing out the energy. Some chakras are underbalanced, some chakras are overactive, and you're just getting them to center. When all the chakras are balanced and centered, the idea is that you're able to just you're a more balanced person. And chakras also correspond with different ailments. So let's say that you're having throat issues, like throat pain. You could do
Yeah.
throat chakra healing and then you could heal your throat chakra. If you have headaches, a lot of people go like this, right?
Yeah.
That's funny because that's where your third eye is. And your third eye, if you do some healing here, you could actually clear the headaches. So the
Right.
idea is that when you're doing Reiki, you're not just healing any spiritual ailments like being unhappy, right? If you're
Yeah.
frequently or chronically unhappy, you could do heart chakra healing and balancing, but you're also clearing any physical ailments in the body. I hope that was a
Now that
it's just
works.
twofold. It's
Yeah,
a
no, that
twofold
works.
system. Yeah.
That
But there
works.
are different Reiki symbols that we use to power these things up. Like you have Dragon Ball Z behind you. I'm thinking about like it's kind of like you're putting your body into Super Saiyan mode.
SSJ, come on, let's go. All about that. I love it. Nah, that's good. It's brilliant because obviously, like a lot of people, you hear a lot about like in general conversation now, the third eye and all this sort of stuff. Like, it's people are talking about this sort of stuff way more than they were like previously.
Yeah.
Do you take it, like, do you do any of the specific like dieting and things like that to keep like cleansed it in that sense? Because I've got a few friends who are all about that.
Well, funny you asked that because right now I'm doing specifically a 60-day challenge. So I was going to do 75 hard and I looked at the rules. Do you know what 75 hard is?
Nope.
70 it is like it's so insane. 75 hard is like a daily checklist of things you have to do. You have to follow a specific diet, you have to do 2 workouts a day, you have to like read 10 pages of a book, all this stuff. And I looked at that and I was like, this seems very daunting because 75 hard is like 75 days you have to do this checklist. And if you quote unquote fail, you have to start all over again, the 75 days. I didn't like that. So I
Yeah.
created my own challenge and it's like 60 days, like mind, body, soul. And so now I'm like following a specific diet. And the whole purpose of this is because when you do follow a specific diet, no gluten, no dairy, no sugar, you are actually healing your intuition. You are
Yeah.
actually increasing your intuition, your third eye, your crown chakra. You're balancing them all out because they're not muddled by whatever's happening in your gut. Because a
Yeah.
lot of us are allergic to those things.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Like, my friend, he's like literally all natural. Like, he washes himself with like, I think it's like elk soap and stuff. Is crazy. Like, he's all about this. Like, he's very spiritual though. He's a really good guy. And but he was talking to me about like calcifying a third eye. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
people's third eye gets calcified, which then can, because the idea is people are so special because of all the shit we put in our body, we're like lower down, and it's like, dude, if we didn't do that, we could realize like our true potential.
Right. So we're really dense, right? Because of all
Mm,
these things that we do. This is literally why I created this challenge, because I'm like, if we did if we were just way more intentional with our bodies, with our mind, and our soul, then we would not be so dense. We would not be so bogged down in like what I call the matrix, which is
yeah,
like reality, right? We would
yeah,
ascend. We would be so much happier.
100%. And that mind fog gets everybody as well. Like
Yeah.
mind fog to me is like stop eating shit food, man, and you won't have it. You know, when someone comes up to me and they're like, "Oh, I feel like crap. I've eaten loads of KFC." It's like Monday I had a KFC, Tuesday I had McDonald's. I'm like, dude, if you stop eating that, you're gonna feel a lot better, right? Like, stop
Yeah,
eating the
but
shit food, go to the gym, and you may feel a little bit better.
it's too accessible. It's just too accessible.
That's it. Like I'm guilty. Like a lot of my meals, they're not. I don't eat fast food, but I eat like pre-prepped like protein meals and stuff, and they come in a plastic tub, and I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this because microplastics, man.
Yeah, but at least you're like feeding your body with like I'm sure that the food is actually good for you.
I bloody hope so, because
I mean,
otherwise it's a
I would
failure
hope
on my
so.
part. I mean, the packaging can't lie, right? Well, actually, I don't know about that. Never know these days. And
Yeah.
um, the media, the medium side of you.
Mm.
I bet you've had some crazy shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like to me, whenever I talk to somebody who's got like these, I'm gonna say abilities for lack of a better term, who does something which is out there in the most respectful way, by the way, I always find like, damn, you must have some great like stories. Like with like your medium side of you, what's like the craziest thing where you're like, you've like spoken to somebody and it's been you've said something or you've read something and it's been like in undoubtedly like this is real. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of experiences. It's hard to pinpoint one because I think every mediumship experience that I have is pretty insane. But I will say, literally last week, through chat, and this was actually pretty insane. I work as a psychic on this app called Sanctuary, and it's a pretty
okay,
popular app in the spiritual world. And this person came to do an intro reading with me. It's a 20-minute mediumship reading. And I was trying to access her father who passed away. He came very quickly to me. But when he came, he was like in this mental spiral, just like of grief, of sadness, of pain. He wasn't accepting that he had passed over. And he had passed away last November. It is obviously July. That's a long time. So he's been
yeah,
in this spiral for a long time. A lot of the times, until you access them through a psychic medium, then they could be stuck in that lack of acceptance for a while. So I was able to not only help him accept where he's at, but also get him to connect with his sister who also passed away so that he can basically move forward and move on and learn how to become a spirit. I thought it was really interesting that all of this was done through chat
yeah,
and not through like me sitting with his daughter. It's just it's such a fascinating experience to know that energy kind of works that way. But yeah, that really stuck with me last week. I'm like, I
that's
just helped this
magic.
person cross
Like
over.
that's magic to me. Honestly, that's magic. I recently lost my nan, and like knowing
Oh.
that, you know, that I suppose there's people out there who can tap into this, even if it's like, accidentally, like the fact that there's a possibility that, she could have like some sort of comfort if she was stuck, like, is, yeah, that's real shit, man. That touched me a little bit, actually. I can't lie. That got me. it's,
Yeah.
it's, it's tough.
Yeah,
um,
I'm sorry that you recently lost her.
nah, it's all right. We are, bless her. Anyway, so obviously with the medium side of things, with regards to that, like, was there any, did you find any sort of struggles? Because you read online that there's these people who have had this their whole life and they've wondered, like, what is this? They're like noticing these little bits and bobs. Did you have any of that? Like,
Yeah. So my spiritual gifts didn't start during COVID. That's when I accepted them. My spiritual
okay,
gifts started when I was like 4, 3. Like,
Shit.
I've always been able to see spirits. I've always been able to see ghosts. I wet the bed until I was like 10 years old because I was so afraid of going to the bathroom at night because I would always see spirits like peeking around the corner at me. And it
Yeah.
was just very, it was scary to me. I was very
100%.
terrified of all of these experiences, so I shut it off for so long. And I think a lot of my depression, a lot of my sadness came from shutting it off, knowing that I was meant to embrace and accept my gifts.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, especially like because I'm assuming. So in this spirit world, let's say you're going somewhere and you see a spirit, right? Do they? I'm assuming again. You may not know the answer. Do they know you can see? Like, how
They
does
definitely know. They
they
definitely know.
and do they know people who can't see? Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah. No, I think they absolutely know because whenever I did see them growing up, there was always eye contact.
Mm.
It wasn't a that spirit is just like doing their own thing. It's like, no, the spirit knows that I can see them and the spirit wants to interact with me, and that is terrifying to me. And I think
Yeah.
that I can see them interact, not interact, but I can see them around like my family, like my parents or like my siblings. And there was never that knowing of, oh, this person knows that I'm here.
Right. And when you're seeing these spirits, are you how are you visually seeing them? Is it shadows, shapes, or are you getting like full like features?
Yeah, when I was younger, it was full features. It was like full
Fucking
features,
hell.
like this person is like right in front of me. I haven't had that since I was 18, and I'm good with this. I'm good with what I
Yeah.
have now.
Happy
I can see
managing
them
it,
in my
Louis.
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I'd shit my pants, everybody. I would shit myself. I can't lie. I would like I love it all, but like I've been wanting to do like a ghost tour for so long, but I
Oh
am
yeah.
so scared because I'm like, what if I bring something back with me? Like,
Let me tell you, I always do. Every time I do a ghost tour. Wait, where do you live?
so I'm in
Where are you
England.
at? Okay.
So I live in a little town called Warminster, and have you ever heard of the Ram Inn, the ancient Ram Inn? It's quite big. Like it's one of like the most haunted places in England, apparently. It's like
No.
35 minutes from my house, and I've been like wanting to do it for so long. Like I've spoken to people and like, let's do this, but I bottle it. Like I mm, nah.
I'll have to see. I asked you because when I was in London, I was doing the Jack the Ripper tour,
Yes,
and I every time I scheduled that tour, I like didn't go. So I
really.
never ended up going. I scheduled it 3 times and something happened and I just like did not do it. But I do ghost tours like every city I go to. I keep I don't know, maybe one day I'll do the Jack the Ripper tour, but
I'm thinking one day I'm gonna see you on like Sam and Colby or Overnight as like the medium they bring in to help them. That would be if you ever went on there, I'd be like, look at it, like, oh my god, like that's crazy.
maybe one day
Yeah,
we'll put that. I don't know how I feel. Oh man. I definitely am at a good spot with my mediumship now, I will say. Whereas it doesn't scare me anymore. I don't like when they're in my room. Like, so I have rules. I have
right.
rules. Like, they're not allowed to be in my space unless I'm doing a reading for someone. And lately they have been coming in a lot, and I just tell them like, you cannot be in here, you have to leave. But I am feeling more comfortable with that idea. So like I've been toying with the idea of like doing a séance with a lot of people. Just have like 9
Well,
people around me who all want to speak, as I've joined one before and I think they're really amazing. Like there's someone who like lost their boyfriend, someone who lost their aunt, someone who lost their like I don't know, their neighborhood friend, and like they're all in a circle and I get to channel all those people for them.
I don't know. There's just the word "seance" sounds scary to me. I don't know.
It's the
I,
word séance, but
yeah, is
movies.
and with being medium, are you like undercover police? If you see like somebody around me, you have to tell me, right?
No.
No, I'm worried. On a more on a more serious note, though, like, have you ever like had anything where it's a bit like dark and you're a bit like, whoa, like shit?
Yeah, when I was 18. Like that experience like scarred me. Like but it also started a lot of journey. It started a lot of like questioning for me, I would say, because
Hmm.
I didn't really like tap into my spiritual journey until I was 25 during COVID. But I think that when I was 18, I used to get sleep paralysis like crazy. And I also did not go to sleep until the sun came up every day. Like, that's how terrified I was of my gifts. So I'm talking like in college, I went to school in New York City. Like, it's not until like the sun came up I would like finally sleep. But prior to that, like right before I left for college in LA, I was trying to sleep one night. As soon as I fell asleep, I got sleep paralysis and I just felt someone sit on my bed. And I opened my eyes, and this person's not sitting on my bed, but they're sitting in front of my bed, and they're facing towards the bathroom. So I can see their back, like silhouette. Actually, it's like this person's literally sitting in my room. It's not even like a silhouette, it's like a solid human sitting facing the bathroom. The light is kind of glaring around them. And I just felt like it was bad. I don't know. Like, I just felt like it wasn't, I felt like it was meant to scare me. And I just like that's the last time I had seen a spirit be that solid because I
Yeah.
was terrified of it.
I think yeah, I'd cry, like genuinely cry. Like I'm not even joking. Like that's not I am not even joking right now. I think I'd actually cry. Like I can't deal with
Maybe.
bumps in the night, man. Like I live in a really
Yeah.
old house and it's creaky.
Do
Like my
you?
house is so old. So if there's anyone here, please like don't. Anyway,
There probably is.
yeah, no, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's a scary house. But do you feel like you needed to go through all of that to get to like where you are now? Are you a believer in like the journey?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I really did. I ran away from the journey for so long, and then finally I couldn't run away anymore. And that's all of those different periods, all of those different experiences, they were supposed to lead me to exactly where I'm at right now.
Good. That's good. Um, and so you did mention something I have no idea what it is. So past life regression.
Yeah. Past life regression. Do you believe in past lives?
So my uncle, I used to run the podcast with, he's got a daughter. She's a little menace. She is a menace. Like she's a menace. But she's said some weird shit. Like she's like said that like basically along the lines of this isn't for verbatim, but when I was a man, I stabbed somebody and crashed a car. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, but it was like how she said it. It was like she had a added detail. He told me this story and there was like a bit of detail to it. And I was like, dude, you need to like follow that. Like, that's scary. But also, I've read up about, there was the boy who was a pilot. It's quite a famous case. There was a boy, he was once a pilot in the war. He went back to the town where he previously lived in his previous life and he knew like where the shops were, knew the people's names and all this. And I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it, because
Yeah.
I really believe in this stuff. So like past life regression, is that sort of tapping into that?
Yes, absolutely. So past life regression is it's a hypnosis session where clients are put in a deep hypnotic state so that they can access their subconscious because all of your past life information is in your subconscious. I don't have it, you have it. So when we are when we're in a really sleepy kind of hypnotic state, we're able to access our memories. And so my thing is I'm just bringing out what you already know. And so I bring you to memories that need to be transmuted. So maybe there is an experience where you murdered your mom in a past life and we need to release some of the shame and guilt that you've carried on into this lifetime. We're kind of looking at stuff like that.
Oh, so you're looking at it like the past life is affecting their current
Yes.
state, and you're
Yes.
like trying to fix that issue.
Right. So if someone is like, I am so deathly afraid of being in a relationship, right? That's
Yeah.
happened before. We'll go and look at their past lives and we'll look at their previous relationships, and it turns out that they've been abused in their past relationships. They've been neglected in their past relationships, so they're afraid of being in a relationship in this lifetime.
And do you think everybody's had a past life, or is it just select people?
Everybody's had multiple past lives. Like everyone.
Question regarding that then, on the
Okay.
opposite side, skeptic side of me, how does that work with the population then? If, like, say there's like so many more million people now than there was back then, how does that work?
Yeah. So I think that there are new souls that kind of do come in. I think new souls are rare though. I don't think that there are a lot of new people. I'm going to go really really woo with this though.
Go for it.
We have other planets in our solar system, other
Yep.
galaxies, like have you heard of the Palladians, Arcturus?
Nope.
Okay. So there is this idea that we are recycling here on Earth, but we're also recycling from other galaxies. So, like, again,
Okay.
the Pleiades, Sirius, Orions, Arcturus. I've literally done past life regressions with clients who do not know anything about alien sort of starseed lives, and they have recalled times on Orion, in Pallades, and then I've looked up pictures after the session, exactly the pictures that they talked about. That was so crazy to me.
You're like blowing your own mind, sort of like, what the
I
fuck?
truly, yes, because I'm like, also, I've done past life regression with the past life regressionist. He's this guy on Instagram. He's come to my house and we did a regression, and the Arcturians, who is like another galaxy, they actually like, this is weird, they spoke through me. They literally spoke through me, and so I think that like I am also a soul that just did not come from Earth. So we're coming from all these different places in the galaxy.
So, because that sounds like, let's say we're talking about one galaxy. Do you think that maybe if your past life is like from a select galaxy, that could be where you get these like gifts of being able to
Yeah.
do all of this, as opposed to like people who come from, say,
Yes, I do think that. I think that so that what I'm talking about is the idea of starseeds. So, have you heard of that term, starseed?
no.
Okay.
I'm learning
Yeah,
a lot
so
today.
yeah. No, I love it. So starseeds are people who are on Earth who have come from other galaxies, and the idea is that there's a mission. There's a mission, whether that's like spread knowledge, spread love, spread something. And I will tell you, when I first heard about starseeds, I actually okay, when I first started my spiritual journey, like doing my Reiki stuff, I kind of I started to meet other mentors, and this
Yeah.
one woman, she did my very first Reiki session on me, and she actually told me, "You're a starseed. You're not from this earth." And I was like, "What the heck is that?
What the
Like, what
fuck?
does that mean?" Yeah, like, what the fuck do you mean I'm not from this earth? I've been joking that I'm an alien like my entire life, though. I'm super obsessed with aliens. I've got like a UFO tattoo. Like, I was like, okay, this isn't far fetched. Then I watched this video on YouTube and it was like 11 signs that you're a starseed. I started bawling. I started
Really?
crying. I was like, this is why I have always felt like I just did not belong. And it makes me emotional now too. That's how I know that there's validity to it,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I wouldn't have such an emotional reaction every time I like think about it. And I one time I did like a lot of shrooms and I was channeling them. I went out into the balcony and there was one star in the sky. I used my Star Walk app, and the star is Arcturus right there. They're the exact people I'm trying to channel. And I'm channeling and I'm just getting this message of, you're so special. That's why you went to Earth on a mission, and it's it's really rare for us to want to do that. So just know that like you're not just special on Earth, you're special to us too. That just got me. I have like literal videos of me channeling them.
Do you know what? Like, I love all of this because even if, right, and I'm not, this isn't me saying it, but even if everything you said is a load of bullshit, right?
Right.
Just even if, look how you're feeling about it. And that is the positive, like, vibes, you know?
I
Like,
know. It's it's crazy.
how good you would feel from it. Like, you know, this is why I'm not very religious, right? I don't
Mhm.
believe in Christianity. I don't believe in Islam and anything. I'm very much, I believe in a being, but it's none of like the current
Yeah, yeah,
phases.
yeah.
Um, but when I see somebody who is a Christian, follows Islam, anything like that, although I don't believe it, if that makes that person super happy, more power to them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's something a lot of people need to take on because you know, there'll be so many people who, you know, they meet a Christian, oh, bloody Christians, all they care about is God, blah 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 blah, and you're like, dude, they're fucking happy, you know, chill out.
Mhm. No, I feel the same way. Like I'm also like my family was pretty Christian and I was the only one. When I was 3 years old, I asked my dad if God created the universe, then who created God? And I got in trouble for asking that. And I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like I'm
And he
not
was like,
doing
she's
this
an
anymore.
alien.
Right? He probably was, maybe. But like I don't know, I just but I never was like they believe in the wrong thing. I was like that makes them happy. Like for me, life is about existentialism. Everyone's searching for meaning.
Yep.
And this is the meaning that they found. This is the meaning that I found. And the starseed thing, I don't it's not something that I like ever talk about. I do like feel it in my gut, and like sometimes I'll do a reading for someone and I'll literally have like a light being come through, which is crazy. I'm talking an actual alien like come
Yeah.
through and like my reading to them. And I don't know, it's the reality of like that I live in, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's so awesome. Genuinely, like stuff like this, you blow me away like multiple times. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy, in a good way, crazy in a good way, all right, people. Your retreats, so you do retreats, right, or you host them?
Yes, I do, yes.
And so, walk me through what one of these retreats would look like. And and this is like the spiritual coach sort of retreats, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. So they're all different. They're all very different. They've all been so confronting in a good way. I've done retreats in Ojai, California, in Costa Rica, in Sedona, Arizona. I think that the Costa Rica retreat is probably the most interesting one to talk about. We show up there and then we do a sweat lodge day one, and that was literally the craziest thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's not what it sounds at all. Like you think we're gonna like go sweat out our impurities. No, you're actually like in a makeshift tent with these shamans who come in with you, and it's like 300 degrees of just like smoke around you. You can't leave. We were in there for 4 hours and we all wanted to die.
I mean, I'm ginger, I wouldn't cope, so
It was pretty intense, but it was a test of how much we can like stay in our power and like stay in our meditation and just be in the discomfort.
yep.
So that was like day one of that retreat. Day two, we did a mushroom journey with shamans, which
Ooh.
was insane. We all did 4 grams of mushrooms each. Truly insane. This retreat was pretty crazy. My other ones have been way more tame because we haven't done any medicinal journeys. But this
Yep.
one we did because I really wanted us to go very deep. It was pretty crazy. One of the girls had like an ego death. It was something that I had to walk her through, and then the rest of the retreat was just like yoga and this, we went back to like the normal basics. So
Yeah.
yoga, journaling, stuff like that.
And what is an ego death?
An ego death is when you literally your entire reality just shatters to a million pieces and you're like, who am I? What am I doing here? Is this all real? And you have to kind of rebuild from there. It
It's
was
like
pretty
like
crazy.
learning about like your true self sort of thing, and just like becoming you as opposed to what you believe you should be.
Yes. So for me, I think this particular client, she was a very happy person. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's look at the reality of life. Life is very daunting and
Yep.
scary, and it has some really deep parts. And a big part of going through the spiritual journey is hitting that dark night of the soul when everything is like really fucked up and very dark and it's not fun. And I think when you go through an ego death, you're getting to that part where you need to start confronting your shadows,
Yeah.
and that's what the ego death is all about.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I need that. I've got a bit of an ego. No, I'm joking. I don't. I'm actually very, very down to earth and very chilled out. I'm only joking. Okay. That's so obviously with like the sweat lodge and the mushrooms and stuff, because the sweat lodge I'm thinking of is from Yellowstone. The guy goes in a sweat lodge and he sees a coyote. It's really cool. Um,
I haven't seen Yellowstone yet.
it's really good. Watch it, please. It's amazing.
Okay.
Um,
You're not the only one to tell me that.
it's so good. But do you, with when you're in these sweat lodges, I'm assuming, do they get to a point where you do sort of you do start to like see things or anything like that, or is it just a test of your willpower sort of thing?
It's a test of your willpower. I wonder it you know what, if I were in there for longer, I would have started seeing things, like for sure. But it's mostly a test of your willpower, and you're also like not drinking water. Like they pass water around sometimes. You can pour it on yourself or you can drink it, and we would rather cool our bodies down.
Yeah.
So I can imagine like being in there for longer and like being very dehydrated, you'd probably start hallucinating.
Yeah, no, for sure. And obviously, as you've done mushrooms, I've never done mushrooms. I've never done anything that crazy,
That's
genuinely.
crazy.
I've allegedly smoked marijuana once or twice, but allegedly because I'm in England, everything's
Okay,
legal
I was
here.
like, I'm in LA, so I was like, wait, what?
I went to Amsterdam once and I did some brownies. It was an experience, that's for sure.
Wow.
So, with regards to like doing mushrooms and things like that, what would your advice be to people? Because obviously, I know some people like if you've got to go in there in the right mindset, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how do you know if you're ready?
I say just do it.
Just do it. Fuck
I'm
it.
saying, dude, like, I just, like, I really struggle with people saying, like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm like, when are you going to be ready? And
Yeah, that
unless
makes
you're in, like, a
sense.
really bad headspace where, if you're in a spot where you're like, I'm gonna see bad things, then get out of that spot. You don't want to be in that spot. I have a lot of
Yeah,
friends who I do mushrooms with. They're like, but what if I see something I don't want to? Then don't do it, because if that thought is in your mind right now, it's probably going to happen, right? We
yeah,
manifest whatever we're thinking about. So if you go in with a clear headspace, meaning I'm open to whatever I want to experience, then you're ready. So how do you know if you're ready? You're open to whatever shows up.
yeah. No, that's fair. You mentioned manifesting as well. I've seen on your YouTube that you're quite big into manifestation and things, right?
Yes, I am actually. I've manifested a lot this past week. I've been talking about it a lot.
I've heard so much about it, but I actually don't understand it too much. Like, because am I right in saying it's like you just put in? Again, I could be totally wrong. Is it like because if people like have like dream boards and they're like, oh, this will help with manifesting. You got your dream board, and then you're like just trying to think things into sort of existence. Is that sort of the gist of it, or what's your explanation on it?
That is the like surface level gist to it, and I think a lot of people do that and they're like, but why isn't it happening? Because you have to do the subconscious work. You have to
Okay.
literally rewire your subconscious to get rid of any doubt, any possible doubt that's in your subconscious that you cannot achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, is going to trip you up, and you're not going to be able to manifest whatever you want to manifest. I literally made a video about this yesterday on my Instagram. But your conscious thoughts, when you're creating like a mood board, that's like for your conscious mind, and also like your subconscious sees that you want these things. But you know what I mean? Like if there's a part of you that's like it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. You have to do like some really deep work to actually get to manifesting
And
everything you want.
is there like a for lack of a better term a practice you can do to get like into that deep work? I'm actually asking for myself because I want to manifest this podcast to blow up like mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so great. Let's use you as an example. It always sounds super corny to like suggest this to people, but it works.
Okay.
Affirmations, it works. Like if you were to if you're one of my coaching clients and you said I want this podcast to blow up, I would say, okay, I want you to say that out loud, and then immediately as you say that, catch any feelings in your body, any thoughts that come up that's saying it's not going to happen. Because it's going to come up, right? There
Yeah.
might be some thoughts that say like, I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe it's not going to blow up that much. Like, any of that, like write it all
Yep.
down. And then you're going to change all of those thoughts into affirmations. So affirmations are I am statements. I am good enough. I am so good at my job that my podcast blows up. All of those I am statements, you're going to repeat them to yourself every single day. And I even tell people to just go on YouTube. Like, YouTube I am affirmations, listen to it every day for 30 days. You will literally start to reprogram your subconscious doing that. If you repeat it enough, then all of the negative thoughts from your subconscious will get out and they'll just like go
Yeah.
away, and all the positive thoughts will come back in.
Nah, that's sick. I'm actually gonna download I'm gonna listen to like YouTube and podcasts while I drive. I drive like 3 hours for work, so I will just listen to affirmations for 3 hours. Like I'm here for it. Like I will do that.
Do it.
And with regards to like other things, are you a believer in like dimensions and different dimensions and that sort of any of that?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Yeah,
energy
for sure.
levels, we've got to be on like this amount of hertz compared to this amount of hertz, and is that something that you sort of
I don't follow the hurt stuff. However,
okay?
like I do believe in like vibrations, like positive,
Yeah.
negative vibrations. I do believe in quantum physics, so quantum theory, like that's a huge thing in my practice, just like knowing that whenever we are trying to, let's say, talking about manifestation, manifest, we have to tap into the dimension where we already have all the things, right? There are so many
Right.
dimensions. There is a dimension where your podcast is extremely famous. So
I'm like
now
Josh
we are
Rogan.
yeah, he's my favorite podcaster. I feel like yeah, that you could totally tap into that energy where like there is an energy where you are on Joe Rogan's level, right? So now we're trying to
Yeah.
tap into that dimensional plane. Like that's like a bit of you just have to like put yourself into that space, and it should be easy to because there is a reality where you've done that.
That see that sentence there has made me understand manifestation more than anything. How you've just
Really?
explained that about dimensions has made me understand manifestation more than anything I've ever heard in my life.
That's sick. I love that.
Because that's where there is somewhere where it's coming from. Because a lot of people,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you can manifest it, and they're like, what? And if you're like, if someone said to me, right, so if you're thinking there's hundreds of millions and thousands of dimensions where everything is possible and everything is unlimitedly real, then that's fine. In one of those dimensions, you are this, and you can pull that energy through. Boom. Like
100%.
that makes so much sense,
Yeah.
as opposed to like seeing these people who say, yeah, just write it down on a whiteboard, put a picture of it, think about it every day, and you're going to know. I'm like, that's fine. But how am I meant to put my full focus into manifesting something if I don't know what that actually is? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like for me, spirituality did not come super easily to me because I am such a rational person. Like I'm very rational.
Yeah.
I also need to connect it to something. So
Yeah.
when I learned that I mean, I'm a huge fan of Rick and Morty. So like, you know how there's like multiple dimensions of Rick's and Rick and Morty. It's like, yeah, if there are infinite dimensions, then there's a version of me that like already has all these things that I've ever wanted. I literally manifested my dream car this week. And at the same time, I was kind of at a low point, but I was able to do that because, and I just say that because I like lost my part time job. The universe keeps trying to just get me to do my thing full time, which I have been, but whatever. But I learned something really great about manifestation this week, and it's that your subconscious mind is doing all the heavy lifting,
Yeah.
even though my conscious mind was telling me that I wasn't good enough. My subconscious mind was really working. But also, I did a lot of visualizations where I, in my dream reality, had the car that I'm driving right now. And
Okay.
that really worked.
That's interesting. Do you think a lot of it comes from as well, like the other side of like the manifestation where you're writing down all of this positive affirmation about yourself, where it just breeds a level of confidence where that adds a percentage to you gaining that thing as well.
Yeah, your conscious mind needs something to hold on to. Your conscious
Hmm.
mind is holding on to the work that you're doing. So, like the
Yeah.
physical work that you're doing, the writing it down. Okay, you're telling your conscious mind, I am physically putting in movement to make this thing happen. But to me, like, that's really just like for your ego. Like,
Yeah.
the real work is happening in your subconscious.
100%. Nah, I see that. It's all such interesting stuff. Like honestly, like I love talking about all this stuff because I think the more you know, the more you don't know as well, if that makes sense. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all of these things, like generally, like when I record, I hold on to these things for days, sometimes weeks, and I just think and think and think about it. So I love having these conversations. Lastly, the only other thing I'd really like to go through with yourself is with regards to like everything you do. Basically, the what I like to do is talk about how what you do can positively impact the state of somebody's mental health, if that makes sense. Because effectively, we're in a bit of a mental health shit show in the world right now. That's the reality of it, and that's why I'm doing this podcast. Is I believe that people listening to this should be able to take away something that can positively impact them mentally, physically, or whatnot. But in that sense, what would your like non-negotiables be to live like a positive sort of mental lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, I have what I call sacred rituals, which are my own personal self care non negotiables. I think it varies from person to person because you have
Sure.
to figure out what is your why. Like, my non negotiable could be going to the gym every day or like working out, moving my body every day for an hour, right?
Yeah.
And also meditation and also my just like skincare, right? That's another non negotiable.
Yeah.
These things mean a lot to me so that I'm showing up for myself every day. That's what happens when I'm actually carrying out the non negotiable. I'm telling myself, hey, I'm showing up for you. I am doing this thing because it's going to make you feel better, even if it's 1% better every single day. So everyone just has to find their own non-negotiables every single day, and I really say limit it down to three things, the three things that make you happy every single day, but really make sure there's a strong why connected to it, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm supposed to meditate every day, but some people hate meditation.
Yeah. Why would
Meditation's
I?
not for everyone.
It's definitely not for me. I got too much ADHD. I wouldn't be able to sit like that's a fact. Like I am so fidgety. If somebody thinks I can sit there and relax my body and get in a space, it's not happening. Because all I'll be thinking about is, right, I got a podcast to record. I'm gonna play Call of Duty. I need to go to the gym. What's my son doing? Like that's boom, 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 24/7. You know. So
Yeah.
it's not for everybody. But I'm at my calmest when I'm at the gym, clanging weights around.
Which is also a form of meditation, right? I always
Yeah,
think of the movie Soul from Disney. Like when everyone's in the soul state, they're all in this like little bubble, and it's a little meditative bubble. Like whenever they're doing something that they love, whether that's playing piano or going for a run or even singing, whatever it is, like there are other forms of meditation, not just sitting there. So
100%.
that's always my thing about this.
And what about grounding? Like, I'm a big advocate for it. I do it as much as I can, but I work so much, it's like very hard. Like, if I'm working near a field in my work uniform, I will go stand there bare feet. Like, I'm about that shit.
Good.
Is that something that you're sort of you do you believe like the energy from the earth flows?
Absolutely. Like I love to whenever I'm by grass, just like take my shoes off and like kind of ground into nature. I mean, nature it's a gift and we are coexisting with it. And I do believe that nature, all plants, all greenery has like positive vibrations that we could just like absorb into our bodies.
I have two final questions. One is going to be really easy to answer, and it's basically based on every ghost hunting video I've ever watched. Is it
Okay.
true that if you say you may not follow me, you have to
Yes.
stay here, I do not give you permission to leave this room, will that actually work?
Yes. Remember earlier when I said that I have rules? Like, that's a
Hmm.
rule. They have to listen to you. That's why when I say, okay, get out of my room, they get out of my room.
I'm going on a fucking ghost hunt then. If that works, I'm going. Wait, but does it help with like dark entity? Do you believe like dark entities exist and that sort of stuff?
I do believe that there are some negative vibration entities. Like the last time I did the ghost tour in Portland, I definitely brought something back to my friend's place. There were like pots moving and stuff like that. When we both went on the tour, I think it followed her home because when I left, it was still
You
there.
were all good.
I was fine. I was fine. She was not good. And so, yeah, you definitely have to make sure that you're protecting yourself.
Is that like with like sage and that sort of stuff? You recommend all that?
Sage, Palo Santo. I also wear black tourmaline. I wear
Okay.
two of them. I got these in Poland. One of them's raw, one of them is not raw. Black tourmaline is like such a powerful, like, just energy absorber. It really does protect your energy.
Okay, interesting. I'm listening to all of this because I'm so tempted to go do a ghost
Yeah,
hunt, but I need all the protection I can get. Like I
get a
got my Saint
necklace.
Christopher, I got my Saint Christopher, I got my Nan with me, my little Nan necklace site protection. And last but actually, I have another question real quick.
That's
You
okay.
do a lot of this like online, right? So like, do you can do like spiritual readings, tarot cards, your mediumship? Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
you can do all of that online?
I do all of it online. I don't do any of it in person unless I'm working an event. All of it's
I'm
online.
gonna I'm making a booking. I'm making a booking.
Do your first reading.
Dude, I would love to do like genuinely love to do like a medium thing with you and just see how it goes. Like I would be well up for that. In fact, we could do it live on the podcast one day. That would
We
be
could.
amazing.
Yeah.
We'll have to definitely talk about that. And last but not least, this is something I ask everybody. What would your perfect day look like?
I
Just
love
in
that because
general.
I love that because I asked my clients that. I
Oh
ask every
really?
client that, yeah.
That's
But I
crazy.
never answer it for myself. So that's why I'm like, okay. I think my perfect day is definitely getting some movement in. I love running, so like maybe I'm doing like a 10K very early in the morning because I'm a wild person. And then just going to spend it at the beach. Like I love the beach
Yeah.
so much. Just hanging out with the waves. Maybe I have my journal. Maybe I snuck some wine to the beach in my wine canister, and I'm just drinking wine and I'm journaling with tarot, and I should probably do that this week. Perfect day.
Awesome. Awesome. Do what food do you take in on this perfect day though is the question.
That is a good question. I probably have some berries and maybe like a gluten-free tuna sandwich.
Tuna sandwich slaps. I don't care what anyone says. There's so many people put tuna down, and I'm not here for it. If you listen to this and you put tuna down, I'm sick of it. And as it's
That's
like
hilarious.
episode, I've been saying I was gonna like say my perfect day on episode 50, but inadvertently I've actually gone past that. This is episode 51, people. So I'm just gonna give you all a brief sort of idea what my perfect day would be. I always wake up super early, so like 6:30 is brilliant. Get the gym and get it done early because you know you've done something. Then you know once I've done the gym, and now being a dad, a lot of my day is with my son. So I'd take him over to Splash Park. We'd have a good time. I can't take him to the beach yet because he's only like nearly 2 and he'd eat the sand. So it's pretty rough. So we'd go to the Splash Park and then I'd basically just spend the day with my son. And then in the evenings, I would literally just sit with a few friends, a few cans, have a nice fire in the garden and some steak, long stem broccoli, and spicy rice and just then literally go upstairs and watch Sam and Colby. No, not Sam and Colby. Actually, I don't like them anymore. Twin Paranormal. That is it. That's
You
it.
really do like paranormal.
Honestly, I don't do right. I don't do Sam and Colby anymore though because like, they've gone right off a cliff. Like they're not very
I
good.
I'm not even familiar. Like I was super into like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters. Like I liked those shows, like with
Ah,
Zach. You know.
if you go onto YouTube and look up Twin Paranormal, you'll love it because they're goths. They're twins. They're twin goths, right? Who go ghost hunting with their camera guy, who's also called Wyatt, and he's amazing. And it's the most real and it's the most believable. And they do make jokes. They're kind of funny, but like it's not like a whole thing about like let's see what social media people we can get on this. It's actually they're there to do it, and I've seen some crazy stuff. So yeah, everyone listening, I recommend that. And if would
I'm gonna watch it.
is there anything closing statements you'd like to make to the listeners, or
Well, first I was going to say that Your Perfect Day sounds really great. It sounds like you've thought about it. So
I have.
I like the details. And for the listeners, I just want to say like spirituality, it doesn't have to be so out of touch. It's not out of touch, it's not out of reach. My belief in spirituality is that it's the study of you. It's not about the aliens, it's not about the tarot cards, it's not about all of that stuff. It is about you. So when you're doing spiritual practices, you're just getting to know yourself, and everything that you do that brings you closer to who you are is a win. That's your only goal when it comes to spirituality should be that.
Just becoming the yourself, essentially, who you should be.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
amazing, and I think everybody should strive for that as well. Like you can take so many steps into it, and no, like my latest thing for myself, and I think everybody should follow this is like no idea is a bad idea, no matter what you want to do, because clearly if you're thinking about doing it, like you want to do it and you should be doing it, so just do it. Like obviously within reason, don't go breaking the law, people. But like for me, it was like I had an idea of like I just want to collect Pokemon cards, and I was so happy. I was so happy. I've got hundreds of Pokemon cards now. It's great.
Wow.
I got so much worth a lot of money as well, which is also a
I'm very
benefit.
jealous.
Listen, I've loved having you on. It's been brilliant.
Me too.
And everybody listening, I appreciate you watching, listening. And if you could, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and just do the good bits. You know where I am: Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, everywhere. So just go on there, rate, review, listen. Let me know what you thought as well. DM me, like literally. Let's Get Chatting Pod on every social media. And Anastacia's socials are
The Spiritual Goth, go figure, on everything. The Spiritual
perfect.
Goth, yeah.
And I'll check that. All the links will be in the bio. And like I say, as always, don't ask people how they are. Ask them how they are and mean it. Peace out. Love you all.